Come in.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Over there, please.
If you would like to sign, sir, please.
Yes, of course.
Was it difficult?
No.
You don't know how grateful I am.
You pay me.
Red Mexican wheat.
But it's impossible.
It's absolutely true.
You did a biopsy of the prostate?
Of course.
What else?
X-ray examination of the bone marrow and of the decalcification in the shoulder blades. My findings have been checked and rechecked. There is not the slightest possibility of error. This man was born in 1909.
If only he'd waited. What for? Us to kill him? He'd have cracked. He was ready to talk.
You hope. Well, it's not here.
Nope.
He wouldn't have lost it. He wouldn't give it away.
Somebody must have stolen it.
Yeah, looks like.
Suppose they did an autopsy.
That'd really blow the lid right off.
Any way you can forestall it?
I can try.
Well, obviously, you're wrong.
No, Mr. Sullivan, I am not.
This boy was a prisoner of war.
Stalag 8, Upper Silesia. It's on the East German border.
It was liberated 25 years ago.
I know.
Before he was born.
No.
But what you're saying is absurd. Therefore, somewhere along the line, you've made a mistake.
I've been here for 10 years, Mr. Sullivan. I've performed hundreds of autopsies. And I tell you that I have proved conclusively that this man was born in 1909. Spring or summer. I can't be specific about the month.
The tattoo was a guess?
Nothing about this job is guesswork. I'd seen one before. I contacted the Air Force first, and sure enough, his fingerprints were still on file.
He was a flyer?
A navigator on Sterling bombers.
What else did the Air Force have on file?
I didn't ask.
Why not?
My job, Mr. Sullivan, is to establish identification, age, and cause of death. That's all I'm paid for.
Let me give you a tip.
Yes?
If right now you started doing more than you were paid for, very soon you might be paid more for what you do.
Thank you for the advice. I'll remember it.
My pleasure. Anything else?
This hotel key and these were found in his pockets.
What do you suppose they are?
I have no idea. Possibly good luck charms.
Possibly. Anything else?
Nothing. No wallet, no papers of any kind. His clothes are in the forensic laboratory.
Like 3 copies of this report?
You'll have them in the morning.
I'll have them this afternoon. Plus photographs. Front and profile, big close-ups, 2 prints of each.
Anything else?
Not unless you can tell me how I did it.
I have no idea. He has the hormonal mechanism and the skeletal musculature of a man of 20.
To say the least. Thanks for your help.
Yes? Uh-huh. Right, thanks for letting me know. Bye. Well?
You were quite right about it being more than just a routine suicide case.
Uh-huh. What did you find out?
Spencer J. Bodily, address unknown. Checked into the hotel yesterday. No passport, no wallet, no papers. Just a hotel key and these.
And the pathologist's report?
Proves that Spencer Bodily was 60, but I can't believe it. Oh, we did find out that he was hit on the head about an hour before he shot himself.
Yes, we've inherited a most unusual case.
You know something?
Only that it has worldwide ramifications. Certain information has been passed through me. I don't know if it will be of any help.
Passed by whom?
I'm not at liberty to say. I'm sorry, Sullivan, but even I am excluded for security reasons.
How do we solve the case if they, whoever they are, won't tell anybody, not even you, what it's all about?
I will take the matter up, and if I get clearance, we'll pass on any further information.
If permission's granted.
Naturally.
So I'm supposed to find Spencer Bodily
And through him 2 others.
Quite right.
It won't be easy.
Yes, but it's very likely that in the last couple of days, Spencer Bodily may have made some mistakes. Checking into that hotel, for example, may have been one of them.
It's not much to go on.
But as it says there are 2 more of them somewhere in London. And each of them will have a pair of these.
Where shall we lunch?
Oh, what about Springer's?
We always go to Springer's.
Well, it's nourishing food and inexpensive. Oh, would you take that up to photography for me? I want 2 prints of each, not later than 4 o'clock this afternoon. And 3 copies of that report.
Right.
I'll meet you outside the front door.
Is it him?
Yep.
You okay? Yeah, sure.
Graham.
You figure they took pictures?
Wouldn't you? They'll have their own darkroom. I'll have to find it.
Let's not press our luck.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Any luck?
Very mysterious boy, our Spencer J. Bodily.
What's that?
What does it look like?
A, waiter's jacket?
That's exactly what it is.
Whose?
I found it under the bed.
It's an odd place for him.
That's what I thought.
So, possibly whoever brought him breakfast
Wasn't a waiter at all.
and hit poor Spencer right on the noggin.
It's a theory.
Well, it can wait. Go on.
Well, the simple truth is Spencer J. Bodily just doesn't exist.
I expected that. But tell me anyway.
Well, this only covers the greater London area, you understand.
Oh, that's all we're interested in.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Nobody, I repeat, nobody under the name of Spencer J. Bodily has, 1, ever held a driving license, 2, ever held a vehicle license for, as the licensing officer so thoroughly put it, a motor vehicle, a mowing machine, a road roller, a motor bicycle, or an invalid carriage.
He liked walking.
Yes, it would appear so. 3, he never had a license for a radio or television set. 4, he never paid any gas or electricity bills.
Taxes.
Never, not a penny.
No income tax.
No. Now, where was I? Where's 5? Taxes. 6, Somerset House has no record of his birth. 7, there's no charge accounts at any of the major stores.
Banks. What about banks?
No account at any of the major banks. There's no property listed in his name. There's no record of his ever paying rates.
Well, you have been busy, I'll say that.
Yes, I have.
What about credit cards?
Nope. Not with Eurocard, Barclays, American Express, or Diners Club.
Impossible.
It's a fact.
How many forms does the average individual fill out in his lifetime?
Well, hundreds probably, but Spencer J. Bodily didn't.
He didn't? How about his clothes?
The lab's picking them up. There isn't a label in the lot. The shirts are dripped dry and the underwear's nylon. And there's a packet of soap flakes in the bathroom. I assume he did his own laundry.
Not his handkerchiefs, I bet.
Get this. Brand new. Not a laundry mark on anything.
Well, what about the Royal Air Force?
Oh, his mother is his next of kin. She has an address in Montreal.
Montreal?
Yes, I telephoned the Montreal police. They're very efficient. They phoned back in 11 minutes. The address is now a petrol station.
They won't be expecting us, will they?
Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, there won't be any slip-ups or anything.
That's a stupid question.
British police scare me stiff.
All the strings have been pulled. All the palms have been greased.
Well, must be nice to have influence.
It is. So relax. Once and for all, this is the end for Spencer J. Bodily.
The lab say his suits were made in Canada.
That's very kind of them.
It seems that the wool has certain characteristics peculiar to Canadian sheep.
Canadian sheep. It's beginning to look hopeless, isn't it?
Well, there's certainly no cause for optimism.
How can a man live, move, be in London without making a single contact?
Search me.
Anything else on the hotel?
Oh, Spencer made 3 outgoing calls through the switchboard. I checked them. They were all to airlines and all routine calls. No record kept by the airlines involved.
Airlines? Annabelle, why would you phone an airline?
For information.
About what?
Arrivals, departures, fares.
So Spencer was going somewhere.
It's possible.
And something happened to make him change his mind.
Where does that get us?
Nowhere. Well, what else?
Well, this had me going for a moment. Spencer had an incoming call and somebody left a message.
Who?
The telephonist can't remember.
Oh, great.
You can't really blame her. I did everything but hit her over the head. She takes hundreds of messages in an 8-hour shift.
What happened to it?
When the guests are out, the messages are shoved under the doors of their rooms.
Well, he could have thrown it in the wastepaper basket.
At this exact moment, 11 men are going through the hotel dustbins.
Good girl.
Thank you.
Anything else on the hotel?
No. Oh, except that the real room service waiter will be available for questioning from tomorrow.
Naturally, he has a headache.
Naturally.
Well, we'll start on Spencer's dental work. Nobody can live to be 60 without having a tooth filled.
Right.
Sullivan. Oh, yes, Mr. Mendham.
Oh, Mr. Sullivan, I hardly know how to tell you this, but it must have happened while I was out at lunch.
Well, get to the point, will you? What? Spencer's gone.
Gone?
His body was stolen. He's vanished into thin air. Well, there's nothing to do, I guess. Where is he?
Where's who?
The poor man's Ian Fleming.
Oh, what's the date? He should be somewhere near the Darkila Oasis.
The what?
An oasis in the Sahara.
He didn't leave an address.
Yes. Jason King, Egypt.
Jason, we'll never make Luxor.
Of course we will.
You're lost.
I am not lost.
Well, Well, then where are we?
Over there
Where?
is the Mediterranean.
You are lost.
Now stop worrying.
Jason, what are we going to do?
What do you expect me to do? Stop here and ask someone the way?
Jason, can you hear it? Jason, they're after us.
They're in front of us, too.
امشي.
Leave this to me. Don't open your mouth until you need to. Oh, what a charming tent. How do you do? My name is Jason King. Oh. This is Lady Lydia Stanhope. We were just passing through, and the lady is British. So am I. British. In fact, we're both British. British. Bum, 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 bum,
Speak to
bum.
him in Arabic, Jason.
Well, he probably only understands a desert dialect. Ja, iman nechna darin.
My compliments, Mr. King. You have made everything translucently clear. I am well aware that you are lost. This cable arrived for you an hour ago.
Oh, thank you very much.
Allow me. The man says you go heat fast on Big Bird fly machine.
Shukran. So you didn't get clearance?
No, not the details I asked for.
Which agency is handling this?
WHO.
World Health Organization. Well, it makes sense, I suppose.
They've condescended to give us one piece of information. Bodily had something stolen from him. Whatever it was, he had it in here. Or one like it.
That's not much of a lead.
It was manufactured somewhere.
That's true. Why all the secrecy, Sir Curtis?
Your guess is as good as mine, Sullivan. Maybe better.
You wouldn't be holding out on me, would you?
If I was, I would tell you.
It must be big.
Or horrifying.
How did they find this?
I don't know. It's possible they have their own agents working on the case.
Mr. Bodily rang down for breakfast at about 10 to 8.
Well, who takes the order?
The room service telephonist.
Then what?
Well, she gives the order to the chef.
Chef? Is that what he's called?
He's gone.
Well, the chef makes up the order. It's placed on the tray. I pick up the tray and put it on one of them.
And then you wheel this trolley to the service lift.
That's right.
When you got out on the 9th floor, you were knocked out.
Well, the fella just stepped from nowhere.
Well, can't you give us any description of him?
Thin, short, fat, tall.
Oh, miss, it all happened so fast, I didn't even see him. When I came to, I was in the 9th floor linen storeroom.
And then you went and got the manager.
He called for the police. But by the time they came, Mr. Bodily had gone out.
Well, thanks very much. Come on, Jason. Oh, it's appalling.
Sir?
A 4-star restaurant, and the pate comes out of a tin. this one was taken in 1943?
It was.
And these were taken yesterday?
In the mortuary.
And you're positive that they're the same man?
The fingerprints match, ergo, the same man.
Well, it's quite simple. Either he's discovered the fountain of youth, or he's had a head transplant. What else do we know about Spencer J. Bodily?
Nothing. I told you before, we've been through the lot. There's no bank account, no income tax returns, nothing.
He lived in London so anonymously, it's impossible to trace him.
Well, what about an assumed name?
No, he registered at the hotel as Bodily. That's how he's done in RAF records.
Well, one record leads to another.
Not in this case.
One clue, if you could call it that, is a telephone message that was shoved under Spencer's door.
Which he threw away somewhere outside the hotel.
If we could find it, it might lead us to someone who knew him.
But we can't.
Oh, another thing. He did call 3 airlines.
Well, therefore, he was going somewhere.
It's possible.
Well, if you've checked all the airlines... I beg your pardon.
One other thing. When he checked into the hotel, he had this with him, or something like it.
Just what I was looking for. And what was in this Pandora's box?
We don't know. What do you make of these?
You want a profound answer?
The more profound, the better.
Red, plastic dice, embossed with the head of a stalk of wheat. Ordinary genus Streptomycin, mostly grown in Mexico. Fascinating. When they're fully ripened, the awns turn quite red. That's why they're commonly known as red Mexican wheat.
Thank you. The other thing we know is that the aging process in Spencer Bodily was completely arrested.
Arrested?
Cell breakdown, physical deterioration completely stopped.
But how?
I don't know. But Jason, isn't it fair to say that almost everybody in the world would like to stay young forever?
Well, I accept the premise, but it would appall me.
Isn't it also fair to say that, well, nobody really understands the emotional problems involved?
Well, they would be enormous.
Elaborate.
Or to be mentally 16, to be physically 20? Well, it would result in absolute schizophrenia.
Exactly. That's why I think Spencer Bodily was under some kind of neuropsychiatric control.
Brainwashing?
Yes, except in Spencer's case, his brain wasn't washed, it was dry cleaned. And the key to the neurocontrol could be a stalk of wheat, emblazoned in white, on the sides of a pair of red dice.
I'm really very distressed. Ralph, must you?
Sorry.
Why did neither of you telephone me when Spencer was out overnight?
We should have done, George. I'm sorry.
Did either of you see him leave?
No? Nor me?
Did he have any money?
Well, of course. You've just given us our allowance.
Ah, yes, that's true. What was he reading?
Nothing ominous, a biography of Keats.
Nothing else?
Wait a moment. He did mention some article. Yes, that's right. The sort of thing we have to avoid. All about the teeming masses of India and the terrible state of the world. Rising crime, soaring divorce rate.
Ralph, Albert, listen to me carefully. In your opinion, could Spencer's control have been slipping?
As a matter of fact, George, it crossed my mind.
Well, why didn't you mention it?
I should have, I'm sorry.
As a matter of fact...
Yes, Albert?
Spencer was beginning to get on my nerves.
Oh, no.
Yeah, mine too.
Moody, nervous, irritable.
He was becoming a first-class pain.
Listen to me, both of you. I've told you many times that when your control slips, even the least bit, you're miserable. And when it slips completely, you'll be gripped by a terrible spirit of anguish. Every nerve in your body will stand up and scream with agony. Is that what you want?
No, George. We certainly don't, George.
Well, then.
You're right, George.
I think we need therapy.
How long has it been since we had post-hypnotic suggestion?
11 months.
It's not holding like it used to, George.
When do you want to do it?
Why not right away?
That is, if it's convenient for you.
Oh, it's convenient.
Then let's go
and get it over with.
Very well, then. Mexican wheat. Red Mexican wheat.
I feel better already.
Me too. George, do you realize that next Thursday I'll be 65?
Feeling better, Ralph?
Like a new man.
Good.
How long were we unconscious, George?
All night, I'm afraid.
You must be exhausted.
No, I'm fine. Now remember, the minute Spencer comes home,
We'll phone you.
and be very gentle with him.
Of course we will.
He'll be a very, very unhappy and disturbed man.
Don't worry, George.
PhD next month, eh?
Right. Bye, George.
Take care of yourselves, eh?
There is something staring us right in the face, something we can't even see.
Connected to Spencer calling the airlines.
Annabelle, suppose I decide to fly to Paris. What do I need?
Plenty of money.
A reservation, ticket,
Passport?
passport. Oh, we're slipping.
You think
Suppose in the past few days Spencer Bodily applied for a passport.
the Foreign Office would have an application form?
Filled in. Name, address, everything.
I'm on my way.
Mr. Bodley, please telephone Ingrid von... The Ingrid von Etzdorf?
I suppose you know her.
Well, doesn't everybody?
I don't. But as you do you have any idea where I could find her?
No. I'm the faintest.
You are so basically evil, Jason. I must do your horoscope.
Oh, no. Astrology bores the pants off me.
Doesn't everything?
Yes, but astrology more than most things. You see, darling, I know my future. I shall die exquisitely of drink and sensual indulgence and enjoy every moment of it. My. Your seat must be larger than Woburn Abbey.
Yes. How did you find me?
Oh, I'm a guest at Lady Ridslow's. And as you were 4 or 5 swimming pools away, I thought I'd pop over and say hello.
Oh. Why?
What an extraordinary question. Because you're absolutely irresistible.
I'm sure.
No, but you are. All those steel mills you own in, where is it? Dusseldorf?
Mm-hmm.
All of them pounding those lovely millions of Deutsche Marks. You must be the richest woman in the world. Irresistible.
Money, that's all you men think of.
It's our base nature. I must say, you're looking younger than ever. Now, how do you do it, Ingrid? What's your secret? Come on. You must. Well, you must be on the oblique side of 60.
Oh, nothing like it.
Well, let's see now. My maths was never very good, but your dear husband was killed in that car crash in 56?
Mm-hmm.
And you married him. Well, unless you leapt straight from your diapers to the connubial sheets, you must be at least...
Shut up. Basta così, Guido.
Voi che?
Thank you, darling.
Oh, a party. Goody.
Would you excuse us for a minute?
Of course.
It was a great pleasure meeting you, Mr. King.
Oh, everybody feels that way.
Now, how dare you be so patronizing with Guido?
Patronizing me?
You know perfectly well that you have far more intelligence than he does.
But he's beefier than I am. Is he your current house pet?
Oh, what a cruel man you are, Jason.
Not cruel, truthful. It can come to the same thing. I mean, look at you. Scared, absolutely witless about growing old.
Well, what if I am?
Well, it's ridiculous, this pitiful, painful quest for eternal youth.
It is not ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
As it happens, I have found a way.
Found? What?
You may leave now, Jason.
Oh, now, come on, Ingrid. Once it starts to droop and sag and wobble, no amount of paint or cream or massage. I mean, a wrinkle's a wrinkle. The local line becomes Grand Central Station, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Would you like a saucer of milk, darling?
Now, that's good for the skin.
Now, I'm going to swim 30 lengths in my pool. And if you're here when I get back, I'll have Guido throw you out. Is that clear?
Perfectly. Don't drown. Guaranteed to remove puffiness of the eyes. Oh. Oh. Bags are in. Oh, dear. Poor Ingrid.
Thank you, Mr. King. You led us right to it.
Yes, you've been a great help.
Sullivan, Mr. Graves, and Mr. Martin. They're in a way colleagues of ours.
World Health Organization.
Security officers for the United Nations.
So you were holding out?
No. The facts of the matter were only disclosed to me a few hours ago.
Well, may we all share the secret?
Gentlemen?
BHT experiments now being carried out in the States are proving very successful.
BHT? Yes, it's a chemical, a derivative of butylated hydroxytoluene.
Aging of the human body is caused by chemicals which develop in the living cell.
And somehow kill it. Yes, I know.
BHT stops this. Completely.
Someone, the man we've got to find, must have stumbled on the secret of BHT years ago. He's done his own research. Spencer Bodily was obviously one of his guinea pigs.
We might never have found out about it, except for Spencer. He came out into the world and made a contact.
Ingrid von Itzdorf.
He must have wanted out. He was prepared to sell his supply of the drug to raise money.
Money he would use for what life he had left.
But she had cash. Why bother to steal the box?
To make quite certain she got it, I suppose.
Well, anyway, Spencer gave us our lead. We're still looking for the others. And the someone.
Now you see the reason for the secrecy.
The less people that knew about this, the better.
But you let us work on the case.
Your methods have proved very successful in the past, and we had to find the other guinea pig.
Wait a minute. You stole Spencer's body.
We did.
The autopsy report will be discredited, of course.
Well, that shouldn't be hard to do. I take it you intend to suppress any findings.
We do.
You're very quiet, Jason. What is there to say? People like poor, pathetic Ingrid have been searching for eternal youth since the beginning of history. People like...
Well, they're not going to find it. We'll make certain of that. For the simple reason that we move toward world famine at a terrifying rate. We reproduce like rabbits.
Fancy.
Within the lifetime of a child born today, the City of London, at the present rate of reproduction, will have a population of 130 million.
Personally, I couldn't care less.
Why?
Well, for one thing, I'm not going to be there. Nothing would give me greater pleasure than to turn my back on this case. You decide what you want to do. I don't want any part of it.
King, where are you off to?
First, Spain back to Egypt. There's a girl over there with all the known virtues. She's uncomplicated, very sexy, and delightfully dumb. Good day, gentlemen.
Hello? It's Annabelle.
Oh, thank you. Sullivan.
Stuart? Spencer did apply for a passport. And the Foreign Office have given me his address.
You stay right where you are. I'll pick you up. We've got him. You want us to take him?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said you knew something about Spencer.
That's the only reason we let you in.
So, either get to the point or get out.
Spencer Bodily is dead.
Dead? I don't believe it.
It's true.
It's a trick.
Look, he shot himself.
You're lying.
He couldn't possibly. He wasn't programmed for it.
Red Mexican wheat. What's your name?
Ralph Gadden.
And yours?
Albert Hughes.
How old are you?
On Thursday, I'll be 65.
65. And you?
I'm 63.
You're under neuropsychiatric control.
Of course.
Whose?
Dr. George Kendall.
Tell me about Dr. Kendall.
He's a psychiatrist.
A great one.
Where could I find him?
He has an office in Harley Street.
We don't know the exact address.
But we can give you his telephone number.
Please do.
846-6788.
Does Dr. Kendall own this house?
Oh, yes, everything's in his name.
Even the television license.
Why?
One of our built-in behavior patterns is never to fill out any sort of form.
But do you work? Have jobs?
No, we couldn't.
Well, how do you spend your time?
We read a lot.
Go to films.
Concert, the opera. I'm learning the guitar.
So you're, happy?
Being happy is part of our psychological conditioning.
And what happened to Spencer?
I guess his control slipped.
He was psychologically less stable than we are.
So his control slipped. How would that affect him?
He'd see life as it really is.
From the viewpoint of a 60-year-old brain in a 20-year-old body.
And he'd absolutely hate it.
Do you have any BHT here? Butylated hydroxytoluene.
There's some in the desk. Second drawer down the left.
Do you know Ingrid von Etzdorf?
Yes. Yes, they do. Stay as you are, all of you.
Kendall.
In answer to your question, it was the lady's husband who financed my initial research.
He was a guinea pig, too?
No, he would have been if the results proved successful. He feared death, too. Unfortunately, the drug can do nothing for car crash victims.
If von Etzdorf paid for the research, why did you hold out on his wife?
BHT has very bad side effects when given to women, my dear. I had to refuse her demands.
Kendall, There's no need for that gun.
Oh, but I do. I'm not so naive as to think that you will allow my research to continue. As you may guess, I have a rather personal interest in the treatment myself. So I shall have to kill you. My friends and I will move, cover our tracks. Spencer was a weak link, you know. He left us before during the war. He joined the Royal Air Force, was without treatment for 2 years. That no doubt explains his recent escapades. So if we are to survive, you cannot.
Must have wanted to end the experiment many times.
I think I agree with Jason. There'd be nothing worse than a world given to perpetual youth. What about the two... I was going to call them boys.
Captain and Hughes, they'll be looked after.
I wonder how old he really was.
Not even going to try to find out, Stuart.